I've got a bunch of ideas that I want to slowly, incrementally build. But first thing I'm going to do is just take a step back and make a list of all the things that are rattling around. I usually use like a note app on my phone whenever I'm walking around or interacting with somebody and I think of something, I'll just quickly add that idea to my phone so I can continue whatever. Most of these ideas are like throwaway jokes, but I think that working on something like this might actually find something either useful or interesting, or they might require some particular skill that I don't have, so they're great opportunities to learn something new. So first, auto-gen karaoke videos. I thought maybe it'd be funny if you could take any video on YouTube, download it, listen to the audio, generate some lyrics for that video, whether it's a song or even just any video, and then do one of those little bouncing ball kind of karaoke text overlays, and then do that for any video. Calendar for vague appointments. Sort of like, I know I have to have a meeting with somebody sometime this afternoon, but I don't know when it's going to start. I should be able to add that to my calendar without choosing a specific point in time. To-do list, encouraging why. Sometimes I'll have a list of things to do, but it might be a better use of my time to take a step back and think, why am I doing this? For what purpose? And I want to build sort of like a tree that can help me figure that out. Battleship Solitaire puzzle generator. I don't know if you've played Battleship Solitaire, but I'd like to be able to generate some of those for myself. Pair program chat roulette. Okay, so imagine chat roulette, but instead of seeing other people's private parts, you instead get to pair with them for any amount of time to do some pair programming, either on your project or their project. And the idea is if you get bored, you just skip to the next person. Google Assistant agent for building D&D character. I like the process of building a D&D character. It'd be cool if you could have a sort of a natural language AI to help you go through that process, because it is quite like just building through a recipe. VR sculpting tool. I think there are already lots of things like this, but I think it might be a cool way to learn how to deal with 3D models and VR stuff. Precise number, lazily apply calculations. You have situations where you might apply a number of mathematical operations to a number, and it might lose precision over time. I have an idea to have a number representation in a system which actually just like collects all those transformations, and only when you need to see what the result is, does it actually apply it. So it minimizes the loss of information. Context aware development HUD, sort of like a side screen that can show you information, test data or performance data or tasks to do, things like that. Public statement wiki for politicians. The general idea is that you have some kind of scraper that tracks a particular politician and just tries to collect all of the public statements they make, whether it's video or audio or newspapers or their own websites. Um, Robot which moves only when people are not watching. This is a pretty creepy idea, but I thought it's funny, and some of my friends think it's funny too. The idea that the robot is aware of who's watching it, and it can only move around the room when nobody's looking at it. MS Paint traffic intersection designer game. I was sort of thinking like you could use an MS Paint style interface to draw a traffic intersection, and then you'd have like a simulation of little cars driving on the intersection, and you might have a goal of trying to get X number of cars to either merge onto a highway or get through the intersection without crashing. Supermarket checkout customer ETA predictor. So I was thinking you have supermarkets which already have like a bunch of um, sort of CCTV cameras, security cameras inside, particularly to catch people trying to shoplift. But Maybe you could use the video on those cameras to see where the customers are and predict when they might go to the checkout so that the staffing of the checkouts could be maximized to, you only staff people there when all the people are arriving.